गुड आफ्टरनून। तो आई होप आप लोगों को पता है कि रीजनिंग की क्लास है, ठीक है। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लिटिल बिट अबाउट मी। माय नेम इज ब्रिजनंदन सिंह। ठीक है, ब्रिजनंदन। I have appeared in 4 UPSC mains examination, 2 UP-PCS and 1 interview of UP-PCS. Never got the opportunity for the UPSC interview, and I am teaching CSAT from 2015 onwards. So एक जो बदलाव है वो लोगों को लगता है कि 2023 पेपर was difficult. So basically 2023 paper was not difficult. It was a stepwise change. If you divide your CSAT paper specifically, your CSAT started in 2011 and the latest paper happened in 2023. See the paper from 2011 until 2023. If you see the paper of 2011 and then suddenly come back to 2023, you will find that the pattern is the radical change between 2011 to 2023. अगर आप किसी को 2011 का पेपर दिखा देते हो, ये नहीं बताते हो किस एग्जाम का है, देन आप उसको 2023 का पेपर दे देते हो, that person will not say that these two papers are from the same examination. इतना ज्यादा बदलाव है, बट ये बदलाव ऐसा नहीं है कि अचानक से हुआ. This is not a sudden change, this is a step by step change. अब वो स्टेप बाय स्टेप चेंज जो है बेसिकली डिवाइड दिस टाइम पीरियड इन 3 इंटरवल्स. द फर्स्ट इंटरवल 2011 2014. ये आपका वो फेज था जहां पर मेंस का सिलेबस 2014-2014 में चेंज होता है. यूपीएससी की तैयारी कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा सा अगर आप हिस्ट्री जानोगे, सो बिफोर 2011 ये जो 4 जीएस के पेपर और ये सारी चीजें जो थी, ये सब चीजें नहीं थी, ठीक है. प्रीलिम्स में सीसैट नहीं था. सो 2011 में आपका प्रीलिम्स का पैटर्न चेंज होता है. 2011 के पहले जो आपका पैटर्न था कि बेसिकली आपका एक जीएस का पेपर होता था प्रीलिम्स में और एक आपका ऑप्शनल का पेपर होता था, ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप होता था, वो रिटर्न नहीं होता था. तो जीएस का पेपर तो मैंने जीएस के पेपर में ही 2, 4, 5, 10 क्वेश्चन जो हैं वो आपका मैथ और रीजनिंग का पूछ लिया जाता था. तो 2011 में सीसैट इंट्रोड्यूस होता है और 2011 to 14 का जो पैटर्न है वो लगभग सिमिलर पैटर्न पे है. मैं और सब्जेक्ट के लिहाज से बात नहीं करूंगा, प्योरली मैं रीजनिंग के हिसाब से बात करूंगा कि विद रेस्पेक्ट टू रीजनिंग क्या चेंजेस हुए. तो 2011 to 2014 अगर आप यहां पर देखोगे तो जो रीजनिंग का पोर्शन था वहां पे नॉन वर्बल रीजनिंग and non-verbal reasoning is figure related questions and as well as obviously logical reasoning. But in the case of logical reasoning is divided in 7 to 8 segments. There was a one segment that was situation reaction test. Now that particular question is asked in paper 4 case studies ethics. From 2014 the main syllabus got changed and ethics was introduced. So वही जो केस स्टडी हमें लिखनी होती है 2011 से 14 में वो 7-8 क्वेश्चन आपके केस स्टडी के ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप में आते थे, अब वो क्वेश्चंस नहीं आते. तो एक तो 8 क्वेश्चन वो खत्म हो गए. देन मैंने कहा नॉन वर्बल का पोर्शन और फिगर रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस बहुत पाओगे 11, 12, 13, 14 में. क्या ठीक है, ये फिगर चाहे वो डीआई से रिलेट करो आप मैथ से, चाहे रीजनिंग से रिलेट करो आप, कि हाँ वो सीरीज वाले क्वेश्चन ये सारे, ठीक है. तो वो चीजें जो है कहीं ना कहीं ये एक डोमिनेंस था. फिर 2000 और मैथ्स में भी आप 2012 का पेपर उठाओगे 3 क्वेश्चन है मैथ्स से, तो इसका उठाओ आपके पास में 40 क्वेश्चन है मैथ्स के. तो कहां 3 क्वेश्चन था और कहां एक 40 हो जा रहा है. तो सेकेंड फेज है obviously 2015 to 2018, ये जो था, ये फेज जो है आपका बैलेंस था बिटवीन मैथ और रीजनिंग में, क्योंकि यहां पर ये जो फेज था फर्स्ट फेज में, सीसैट वाज नॉट, आपका सीसैट जो है वो क्वालिफाइंग नहीं था। सीसैट के मार्क्स ऐड होते थे आपके क्वालिफाइंग में, सीसैट प्लस जीएस मिलकर आपका क्वालिफिकेशन मार्क्स होता था। तो बाद में यहां पर क्योंकि सीसैट बहुत ज्यादा बवाल हुआ, सीसैट को क्वालिफाइंग किया गया, तो 2015-18 में आपका मैथ और रीजनिंग का नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस लगभग सिमिलर है। आपके यहां पर 27 to 28 क्वेश्चंस जो हैं, ठीक है। सो मतलब बैलेंस जो है, there is a balance between number of questions of maths and reasoning. Around 25 questions from maths and 25 questions from reasoning, and 25 to 28 questions were from comprehensions. Then the next phase, 2019 to 2023. From this particular, even you can start from 2018 onwards itself, the dominance of maths. Dominance of maths started from 2018 onwards. I am talking about the dominance of maths, so it's not about that only maths segment, even in the reasoning segment. Earlier the questions from the reasoning segment were very easy, because they were basic questions, there was no requirement for mathematical concept or mathematical formulas. If we see the paper of 2020 to 2023, we find that even in the case of reasoning questions, the last year one question was, if today is a Monday, then what day will be after 3 the power 10 days? Okay. Now if you look at the question, the framework of the question particularly is calendar. But if you have don't have no idea about the remainder theorem, then there is a going to issue. One question was that this question double z, then triple y, then 4 times x, then so on till last value was a. The question was ki which letter will be in the middle. Now basically if you see, then z will be 2 times, y is 3 times, x is 4 times. A will be how many times? Z is how many times? 2. And this is a continuation from Z, Y, X, W, V, U. Okay. So A will be 27 times. Okay. There were some people, they have idea of what we need to do to get the answer. But the one thing they did wrong, that they started from there that Z is 2 times, Y is 3 times, X is 4 times, and A is 26 times. This was human error or silly mistake. ठीक, अपने को गोला भरना होता है, we have to dark the circles. कई बार ये होता है कि we have to dark the 19th A, ठीक है, in the haste or in the nervousness, we dark the 20th A, and this is silly error or human error. So sometimes, now it depends person to person. Some people they have 5% human error, some people have 1%, 2%, but at least 1% everyone. So some people have started, they have started with right strategy, with right thing, but what they did wrong, that A is 26. A will be repeated not 26 but 27 times. Now this question looks like alphabetical problem from the reasoning section, but the concept required to get the middle value, we need the sum of natural numbers. The concept of sum of natural numbers. How many of you know the sum of natural numbers? What is the sum of natural numbers? N plus 1 by 2. Okay. So this was the issue with the last 2 and 3 years. If you see the questions, then this is the problem happening. So in each, obviously maths is the maths, you have already studied with Pandey sir. The reasoning segment, what we are going to see that the trend, I think, started from 2015, proper reasoning question, and continued to 2023. Here the non-verbal reasoning work segment was dominance. Here the questions were balanced. Almost each topic means some, for example, coding, decoding. The first 4 years, from 2011 to 14, there was not a single question from series or coding, decoding. I am saying series, so series means alphabetical, number, letter, all types of series. There was not a single question. So the first year 2015 when I started teaching, people were saying, okay, we were not discussing at that time series because series was not part of the, not any what kind of question were asked earlier. The first question from coding decoding were asked in 2015, and that was a body means very easy questions, but we were not aware, means obviously aspirants were not aware of coding decoding, the pattern and everything. कई बार ये होता है कि बहुत easy questions, because we have not seen particular that kind of question or that pattern, so easy questions जो है उनको हम tackle नहीं कर पाते हैं. So CSAT 50% your common sense and 50% your basic knowledge. You don't have to need that, okay, PhD in calendar or clock. Okay. There are certain number of questions that are asked from clock. If somebody knows how to see a analog clock with the hands, ठीक है, डिजिटल जैसे आजकल लोग डिजिटल मोबाइल में फॉलो करते हैं, पर एनालॉग क्लॉक आपको पोजीशंस आती है. If we are saying, okay, the time is now 3:10. So 3:10, the position of hour hand, if you are aware of the position of hour hand and the minute hand, then there are basic requirement that if you are aware that, okay, there are, if a circle is made, then the total angle covered is 360. There are 5 to 6 questions that are asked in UPSC from 2015 till date. I am not talking about the first phase from 2011 to 2014. ठीक है, because that particular phase is not, ठीक है, हमारे काम का अब नहीं है. तो 50% your common sense and 50% your basic awareness about the topics. And in the reasoning, the topics that are asked, your that particular topics in your daily use. The question are from calendar. You are using calendar for daily purpose. Question are asked from clock. Direction. A particular, you are living in that particular house, or you are asking the address. For example, the first time you came to Mukherjee Nagar, आपने किसी ने पूछा होगा, where is the particular Mukherjee Nagar, Batra Cinema or Dikshant. You came out of the metro. Somebody said, okay, take the auto. The first red light, take the left. After 100 meter, on the right side, your board of the Dikshant is there. So direction is the part of your daily life. Then ranking. There are 50 students taking a test and your rank is 20th from the top. What is your rank from the bottom? So this particular type questions is also your daily life questions. Then seating arrangement or any kind of arrangement. You have 5 books. Okay, I hope you have studied in the permutation combination also. But permutation combination, okay, how many types or how many ways you can arrange particular books. Here there are 5 books naming A, B, C, D, E. There are certain informations given that A is above B, B is below C, C is above D. Which particular book is at the top or at the bottom? Okay, these kind of questions are asked. Then seating arrangement, then blood relation, again the part of your daily life. So if you just relate your life or daily life with the topics, things are going to be easy. If you cannot relate, because there are certain examinations that reasoning plays a significant amount of part in that examination. In your examination, reasoning play a very small part, but significant one. If you can't qualify the CSAT, obviously your mains preparation, how much it is, how you have prepared, that are irrelevant. So a small part was significant because the topics that are asked is related to your daily life. So that connectivity, when you start making that connectivity, the questions and things are going to be easier. Okay? Any questions, any query about that's just random query about the reasoning or anything that you want to ask. So we'll then start our segment. हाँ डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करवा दो ठीक है and my aim is that there are certain topics that I am aware that you have to a lot of things you have to go through the studied a daily new thing today there is a news what is the significant news that today is important with respect to your exam बड़ी एक इंपॉर्टेंट घटना हुई है थ्रू द सुप्रीम कोर्ट इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड ठीक है they have cancelled the electoral bond and they have said that to SBI that furnish all the details all the employees अब उसमें बहुत सारी डिटेल्स हैं कि व्हाट इज द इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड लिमिट क्या थी उससे पहले ठीक है एंड विद दैट ऑल्सो इफ यू आर डोनेटिंग टू अ पॉलिटिकल पार्टी what is the limitations of cash amount the donation you are making to political party what is the amount of cash donation maximum amount आज का पेपर पढ़ना ठीक है आर्टिकल बहुत सारे नहीं तो एक पेपर अगर लेते हो तो एक आध दो पेपर से और भी पढ़ना ठीक है इंफॉर्मेशन आपकी मिंट में भी अच्छा निकला हुआ है इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में भी अच्छा निकला हुआ है दोनों पेपर्स में भी अच्छा निकला हुआ है कोई भी जो भी फॉलो करते हो ठीक है सो okay so reasoning is divided in three particular segments okay there are also the segment of analytical reasoning and critical reasoning but with our examination with respect to CSAT we categorize reasoning in three parts somebody is preparing for CAT examination he will talk about the critical exam somebody is preparing for banking he will talk about analytical reasoning ठीक है so there are three parts mental ability logical reasoning and non-verbal reasoning non-verbal reasoning is your figure related problem figure related questions counting of figures series analogy classification then logical reasoning statement conclusion statement assumption so logical reasoning in the reasoning segment the logical reasoning questions the dominance was in 2015 and 2016 after that the number of questions came down now the logical reasoning question are means one or two questions not more than one or two questions the main reason behind this is if you see the comprehension paper your comprehension questions is not normal comprehension or English comprehension or Hindi comprehension basically they are critical reasoning or logical reasoning in each comprehension the question is asking that find the inference find the conclusion find the assumption find the argument so what is argument or how argument is different from conclusion how conclusion is different from assumption what is inference what is the difference between inference and conclusion so basically these concepts you study in the logical reasoning segment in comprehension people don't talk about the concept of inference or argument or assumption or conclusion we talk about in the logical reasoning segment that concepts that will be used in your comprehension segment even in the logical reasoning segment itself we talk about the assertion reason but the assertion reason type of question will be asked in General study, GS segment. If you know the approach of the GS, obviously for the assertion region, you have to the idea of particular subject or particular concept. But if you don't know how to apply assertion region, then obviously this is going to be an issue. So how to apply that we are going to learn in the logical reasoning segment. Now in your particular, as per 2020, 21, 22, 23, the mental ability portion in the reasoning segment is max. If there are 20 questions asked in reasoning, 15 questions are from mental ability. We are talking about it, we are saying it mental ability because we have to use our common sense. Now, in the mental ability, we are going to discuss clock, coding decoding, recent trend from last 3 years, continuously one question has been asked. Then series we will discuss in 3 parts: number series, alphabet series, and letter series. Continuously from 2018 onwards, number series, at least one question has been asked in each year. Similarly, alphabet series, continuously asked in each year. Okay. Then letter series, direction and distance, arrangement. Now arrangement can be basic arrangement, seating arrangement. Obviously, arrangement is also puzzle. I'm not separately written puzzle because when we talk about the puzzle, we are obviously talking about the questions that are asked in banking. So that questions are difficult. Here the questions are not difficult. They are easy to moderate. Okay, so that's why in the base, when we talk about the arrangement, we will cover it in 3 separate parts. A basic arrangement. Basic arrangement means obviously ranking, A is heavier than B, B is heavier than C, something like that. Then seating arrangement, and obviously puzzle, blood relation, cube and dice. Okay, one question from 2015 onwards. At least one, more than one also asked. At least one question has been asked from some year from the cube segment and some year from the dice segment. Even in 2018 there was a very easy questions, 3 questions from the same information. अब किसी को अगर बेसिक आइडिया था तो उसके तीनों सही हैं, अगर उसको आइडिया नहीं था तो उसके तीनों गलत हैं. अगर किसी ने लूडो खेला है, somebody means knows about the ludo, अगर एक बार आपने उसकी गीट उठा के देखा भी है, अगर फिजिकली देखा है, आजकल तो people are playing online mode, they don't have opportunity to see that particular dice. तो अगर आपने उसको एक बार भी मतलब you have observed the positions and numbers, okay. Then again with those information, if you have not studied dice, there are 90% chance you are able to do that particular questions. Then ranking test, calendar, obviously we had discussed clock. There are some minor topics also. For example, mathematical operations, logical arrangement, analogy or similarity, odd one out. These are minor topics. We will discuss with that. In the one class we did those minor topics. That means sometimes they have been asked in UPSC, means in last 12 years or 13 years, only one time or 2 times they have been asked. But because there is no certain chapters defined that from there only the question will be asked, so we have to cover all those topics. Then non-verbal we have already discussed. Figure related questions, mirror and water image, counting of figures, series, paper cutting, embedded figures, completion of figures. If you see 2011 to 2014, you will find at least 2 questions from series. In 2022 also there is a question of series. Counting of figures, there are 4 or 5 questions from counting of figures that has been asked. But now there is one issue, because if you see the reasoning books that are available in Mukherjee Nagar, generally they are with SSC exams. We are going to discuss obviously counting of figures in those questions, but the problem is the language problem, because the way UPSC asks questions and the way other competitive exam asks questions, that is the main difference. You have to just find the approach of what is the particular language of these questions. Once you understood the language, then obviously you will realize that, okay, this particular concept will be used here. Then logical reasoning. Okay. Logical reasoning, this particular segment, just we will discuss one or two questions, especially for those people who are appearing in state exams, because still in the state exams where CSAT is still asked. For example, UP. There is no CSAT in Bihar, Rajasthan now. The situation reaction test, one or two questions there are asked. So we will discuss one or two questions. You are writing in paper 4 your situation reaction kind of test in case studies. And then obviously Silog in logical segment, or most important topic, Silog, and statement conclusion, statement assumption, argument, assertion region. We will discuss the concept, and with this we will discuss 5 to 6 questions that are asked in your GS paper. Statement, conclusion, assumption, argument. Our main motive will be the difference between assumption, argument and conclusion, because statement is common with all these topics. So what is the argument? How it is different from conclusion? How it is different from assumption? Then cause and effect, and there is one topic, course of action, statement course of action. So that will be discussed, but discussion for those particular topics will be strengthen our comprehension segment. Okay. Now our first topic today is dice. One question, just find one question probably will be from here. So डाइस से रिलेटेड अपना एक चैप्टर और है, ठीक है. क्यूब इज ऑल्सो जस्ट रिलेटेड विद डाइस. क्यूब के लिए हम एक अलग से सेगमेंट में फर्दर हम डिस्कस करेंगे उसको पेपर के जरिए जस्ट डिसाइड करते हुए, क्योंकि कटिंग में प्रॉब्लम लोगों को होती है, तो अपने पास में जब वो 3D फिगर होगा तो चीजें आसान हो जाती हैं. सो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव नॉट सीन डाइस बिफोर? देख रखा है ना, ठीक है. So there are 6 surfaces. Basic thing is that in a dice there are 6 surfaces, and with these 6 surfaces we can say that there are 3 pairs of opposite surfaces. This is the most important thing. We consider this the only thing that we need to know about the dice. There are 6 surfaces, and from 6 surfaces 3 pairs of opposite surfaces. For example, we are sitting in this room. The structure of this room, just assume that the structure of this room is of a dice. If let us suppose one surface is in front of you, which particular surface will be opposite to the surface in front of you? The back one. So the front surface and the back surface will be opposite. Similarly, the top and the bottom will be opposite to each other. So the one pair is front and back. Now this particular I am writing with respect to this example of this room. ठीक है. So one side the opposite pair is front and back, top and bottom, and the one surface is at your left and another is at your right. ठीक है. Normally when we talk about the dice or ludo, तो हम लोग खेलते हैं तो जो नंबर्स होते हैं वो एक तरीके से न्यूमेरिक वैल्यू होती है. ये आपके लिए डॉट्स लगे होते हैं. There are dots, 1 on one surface, 2 on 2 surface, 3 on 3 surface, 4 on 4 surface, 5 on 5 and 6 on the 6 surface. Okay. यहां पे कोई इश्यू किसी को? ठीक है, एक मैंने कहा जो आपके एक बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, ठीक है, ये आपकी एक बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग है. 6 surfaces, 3 pairs. अब now there is certain value will be given on these 6 surfaces. It may be a number, it may be a alphabet, it may be a symbol. क्लियर है? नंबर भी हो सकता है, अल्फाबेट भी हो सकता है, सिंबल्स भी हो सकते हैं. Now you have to find that which one is front. If given that particular surface is front, you have to find the back surface. If the top is given, you have to find bottom. If left is given, then you have to find right. Because dice is a 3D structure, so once dice is placed, you cannot see all the 6 surfaces. You cannot see all the 6 surfaces. At most, you can see how many surfaces? 3. Not more than 3. And you have to position the dice in particular way. For example, just assuming that particular, this is a dice. Okay. How many surfaces you can see? 1. Not more than 1. Okay. Now how many you can see? 2. And how many you can see? 3. So if you are seeing 3 surfaces, then you have to put it in a particular way. You cannot see more than 3 surfaces at a time, because the surface we are representing is a 2D surface. ये जो board है हमारा, that is 2D. Only length and breadth is there, or you can say height is there. And the dice is a 3D surface. So there is a L, B and H. So that's why we cannot see all the 6 surfaces at once. प्रॉब्लम क्या होगी कि हमारे पास में there are 2 positions are given or more than 2, और 2 positions means of the same dice. जब हम लूडो खेलते हैं, when we play लूडो, एक बार अपन ने उछाला, once we throw the dice, there is certain value will be there. Next time when we throw the dice, the value will be, there is a possibility that some value may be same, some value will be changed. If you again throw a dice, then again there will be some changes. So the question will be of the format that there is a dice thrown twice or thrown thrice, and you have to find, okay, this surface will be opposite to which one. Okay. There is a one more thing. You can say that dice can be divided in 2 types of. One is standard dice and another is ordinary dice. This division categorically on the basis if numbers is there and numbers between 1 to 6 is there. If anything other than numbers, then we have to consider that all dice are ordinary dice. So standard dice, if sum of opposite pairs is 7, all the opposite pairs. All opposite pairs is 7, it means that particular dice is standard dice. Because in UPSC there may be some questions in language, there is certain information in 3, 4, 5 lines. somewhere in the last line there is mention that this particular dice is a standard dice. Now if there is a mention that this particular dice is a standard, you don't need to solve that particular question, because if dice is a standard, then it means that 1 will be opposite to what? 6. 1 is opposite to 6. 2 will be opposite to 5 and 3 is opposite to 4. So if any dice is a standard dice, it means the value of opposite pairs is already decided. 1 is opposite to 6, 2 is opposite to 5 and 3 is opposite to 4. There are certain exams, not UPSC, that this kind of question has been asked. The question seems very lengthy, 8 to 10 lines. Now some people have the concentration ability to, for let us suppose 10 seconds only. After reading 2 or 3 lines, when they read 4th line, they forgot what was in the first line. And in the last line, there is a one word given that this dice is a standard dice. Means whatever in the first 10 or 11 line, you don't have to particularly solve this question. If the dice is a standard, it means that 1 is opposite to 6, 2 is opposite to 5 and 3 is opposite to 4. So standard dice, obviously, when the dice is number based and numbering is from 1 to 6. All other dice that are not standard are ordinary dice. So there is no specific definition about ordinary dice. Somewhere it is written the sum of adjacent pairs is 7. Then this is the ordinary dice. But there may be on the surfaces the value is symbol or alphabet. The simple thing is that any dice that is not standard is ordinary dice. If that particular dice is standard, it means we don't have to study anything. 1 is opposite to 6, 2 is opposite to 5, 3 is opposite to 4. Clear? Okay. Now, the question that will be asked in your exams, just read the first question of your sheet. It's saying that 6 letters and symbols capital H, small h, capital I, @ percentage and dollar are written on the different faces of a dice. So there are 6 symbols and 6 faces of a dice. So the question is saying these symbols are written different faces of a dice. 2 positions of this dice are shown. Select the letter or symbol that will be on the face opposite to one having capital H. Okay? @ डॉलर आ रहा है किसी का? ठीक है, डॉलर तो नहीं होगा. ठीक है, चलो बात करते हैं वही चीज. सो देयर इज the first thing that you need to know. In this particular question, there are 2 positions given. If you see the second question, there are 4 positions given. If you see the third question, 3 positions are given. So basically, solving these kind of questions, we need only 2 positions. There are 3 positions given, 4 positions given, 100 position given, does not matter. We only need 2 positions. Now the question is, we need 2 positions, why 4 positions are given? So the 4 positions are given to confuse you. Okay, from which to you start, which to give you direct answer. If there are 4 positions, so there is a possibility that any 2, maybe it is first and third, or maybe first and fourth, that particular dices will give us direct answer. Some will not give us direct answer. So there are two basic concepts that we have to study. The first, we are categorizing the type 1. In the type 1, if you see these are two positions of a dice, means when the dice is thrown, we will get this. The dice is thrown again, we will get these positions. If I see these two positions of a dice, I can say that one surface is common and the remaining two are different. So the type 1 categorization is itself that one surface is common and remaining two surfaces are different. Okay? From the figure you can judge, okay, one surface is common and which surface? The surface having two. When we are saying that surface, we mean the value on the surface. Now, the question may be what value will opposite to 3 or opposite to 5. So, we are going to find all the three pairs. So, we are going to find which value will be opposite to 1, which one will be opposite to 2, and which one will be opposite to 5. Okay. First of all, we are talking about that one surface is different. Okay. बाद में लिख लेना. One surface is different and two are, sorry, one is common and remaining two are different. So we have only two positions. If we have more than two, then we will choose those two which will have one common and two different. So we are writing, okay, first position and second position. The common value is 2. So common value is 2. We will start from common value and either go through clockwise direction or counterclockwise. It depends upon you. But if you are going clockwise, then in the both positions you will go clockwise. If you are going counterclockwise or anti-clockwise, then in both the positions you will go anti-clockwise. My habit is to go through clockwise direction, so I will do all the questions through clockwise. But you can go counterclockwise, there is no issue about that, we will get the same result. So from the common value, go clockwise direction. So from 2 we will get 1 and then 5. So in the first position 2 is the common value, from there we have to start 1 and 5. Okay. Now in the second position same thing, from the common value, so common value is 2, clockwise 3 and then further 6. Clear? So you have to write in a systematic way. The value you have written, they are opposite to each other. So basically 5 and 6 are opposite to each other. 1 and 3 are opposite to each other. So 3 is opposite to 1, 5 is opposite to 6. The question is which value will be opposite to 2? 4. Now there is common sense, because from each dice we can see 3 surfaces. So from 2 positions we can see 6 surfaces. But because one surface is common, so we will get 5 different values. So the 6th value will be the remaining or hidden value. In this case we are just assuming that the numbers are from 1 to 6. When the question will be asked, it will be explicitly mentioned, like in the first question, that the 6 faces of a dice, there are these symbols or these value on these faces. Here just we are discussing the concept, so we are assuming that the value is from 1 to 6. So 2 opposite 4, I am just writing hidden value. Clear? किसी को कोई इशू इसमें? ठीक है. So here there are only 2 positions were there. I am saying if more than 2, then just find the 2 value. Sorry. Find 2 positions in which you can see that one value, your one surface is common and other 2 are different. ठीक है, मूव करें. किसी को नोट करना है तो नोट कर लीजिए. Now, topic like dice, you have to just cover in this class. Okay, you have to go and revise it. There is 75 questions in your sheet and that is more than sufficient. So I have designed your CSAT segment. Obviously, there will be some topics that you need to practice as much as possible. But there are most of the topics, if we cover in the classroom, that will be sufficient. Clear? Move करें further. ठीक है. There are some nuances in these kind of questions when you can reduce or you can do questions quickly. Now, if you are taking, let us suppose 30 seconds, we can do it in 15 seconds. So I am not going through those nuances because in my opinion, CSAT paper is not time sensitive. You have 2 hours, 120 minutes. Obviously, you have 80 questions. But if you are able to do 40 questions with accuracy, that is more than sufficient for you. 40 questions means each questions you will have 3 minutes. So I am not going through those nuances. Okay, if you will do this, you can save 5 seconds or 2 seconds from there. Those nuances are for one-day examination when time is a factor. In your examination, time is not as much factor as in those examinations. Second questions. Okay, this is your second question. You have to find the value opposite to 1, 2 and 5. So 2 positions are given. You have to first check that we have already studied that one value is common and remaining 2 are different. So just see that particular concept will fit here or not. So if we will see here, 2 is here and 2 is here. So 2 is common and other remaining 2 are different. So you have to make sure that the remaining 2 are different. So from the first position and from the second position, start from the common value. So common is 2. We are going clockwise. So 2 clockwise, 3 and then 4. So 2, 3 and 4. In the second position, 2 clockwise, 1 and then 5. So 2, 1, 5. Now we can say that 3 is opposite to 1, 4 is opposite to 5 and 2 is opposite to hidden value. In this case, we assume that particular value is 6. So 1 is opposite to 3, 2 is opposite to 6, hidden value, and 5 is opposite to 4. Okay. And if you are giving some test series, if you have any query about those questions, you can ask, okay, just before commencement of the class or after class, if we have not covered those topics. If you have any problem with dice, you can ask obviously during the class. But if the topic is separate from what we are discussing in the class, okay. Then third question, okay. Find the value opposite to 1, opposite to 5 and opposite to 6. Again, if you see the position, you study the positions, you will find that one surface is common. Okay. Obviously, this surface is from front, this is from side. Will be no issue. We need one surface common. It does not matter that particular surface is front or back or top or bottom. And other two are different. So here other two are 5 and 6 and here are 2 and 4. So in the first position, we can write 1, 5, 6. In the second, 1, 2, 4. 1 clockwise, 2, 4. So 1 is opposite, will be opposite to the hidden value, and that is 3. 5 is opposite to 2 and 6 will be opposite to 4. Okay. Now we have discussed if one surface is common and two are different. Now just reverse this condition. What will happen if two surfaces are common and the remaining one will be different? So that will be our type 2. If you see here 3 and 5, 3 and 5. So type 2 is if two surfaces are common and remaining, and here we are talking about remaining means the third surface is different. If this is the condition, then the surface that is different will be opposite to each other. You have to do nothing. The surface that is different, so different surface will be opposite to each other. So this is one part. Means if we see this question, we find okay 3 and 5, 3 and 5. Two surfaces from here and two from here, they are common. So if they are common, it means the remaining, the third surface will be opposite to each other, and here the third surface is 4 and 6. So 4 and 6 is opposite to each other. Any issue? Now the question is, if we are saying, okay, which value is opposite to 3, then what will be our answer? Or which number will be opposite to 5, then what will be our answer? Okay. Now we will go in the territory of either or, because 4 and 6 are opposite to each other. So 4 and 6 cannot be opposite, either 3 or 5. Any issue with that? हम opposite pair की बात कर रहे हैं. We are talking about opposite pairs. So 4 and 6 are opposite. So if 3 is here, 4 or 6, anyone cannot be here. But 3 and 5, can 3 and 5 will be opposite to each other? No, because they are adjacent. They are neighbor to each other. How? We will discuss that. So 4 and 6 cannot be opposite to either 3 or 5. 3 and 5 cannot opposite to each other. So the remaining value is 1 or 2. 1 or 2. So we cannot decide which one is opposite to 3 or which one is opposite to 5. So simply we will write either 1 or 2. For both the answer will be same, 1 or 2. ठीक है. Okay, just understand why 3 and 5 cannot be opposite. Because there are questions that has been asked, not this kind, just language based questions. The 6 surfaces of a cube are colored with 6 different colors. Obviously naming the color: red, orange, green, blue, white, pick a black. There are some instructions given कि white color cannot be adjacent to blue or something like that. So if you have idea about the relation between these 6 surfaces, then you will not face any kind of problem with those kind of questions. But if you cannot find the relation between these 6 surfaces, and we are talking about these 6 surfaces, the room you are sitting, it's not about some random thing or something. Your room, we are talking about the room you are sitting itself. So we have already established that from these 6 surfaces, there will be 3 opposite pairs. Now, just taking this front surface as a reference point, if I am asking how many adjacent side to this side, this surface, how many adjacent surfaces to this surface? We are talking about the front surface. I am asking how many adjacent surfaces with your front surface. फिर अब मैंने कहा इसमें कोई कहते ना कि एकदम जस्ट कॉमन सेंस वाली बात है, ठीक है. सो 4 surfaces, we are already taking one reference, 4 are adjacent. अब सिंपल सी ये सरफेस है जो टॉप वाली है, adjacent है. Then bottom one adjacent, side adjacent. The only surface that is left is the back one, and the left surface will be opposite to this one. So there are 2 ways to finding opposite to this surface. One is using this method if the question in this pattern. Obviously then we will use this kind of method. If the question is in the language, one question has been asked in 2000, I think 15 or 14, language pattern. So we will find that which 4 surfaces are adjacent to this one. और हमने ये स्टेब्लिश कर दिया, ये स्टेब्लिश ओके these four surfaces are adjacent to this one, so there will be one remaining and the remaining will be opposite to this one. When we go examination in UPSC, either GS, especially in GS paper, elimination method is more useful than selection method. Elimination अगर किसी को नहीं आता है उसको प्रॉब्लम होगी, एक्सेप्शन हर जगह है, कोई किसी को है कि हाँ ठीक है उसने कोई किताब रट रखी है, बिकॉज वी कैन नॉट बी अवेयर ऑफ ऑल द फैक्ट्स, ऑल द पॉइंट्स विद रिस्पेक्ट टू एनी टॉपिक. सो वेयर there comes the elimination method. So we eliminate, okay, this is adjacent, so it cannot be opposite to this one. This is adjacent, it cannot be. This is adjacent, it cannot be. This is adjacent, it cannot be. Then this one is the remaining one, so that will be opposite. Clear हो रही बात? ठीक है. So 3 or 5, 3 opposite 1 or 2, 5 is opposite to 1 or 2. ठीक है. And UP-PCS in 2018, one question was asked in the similar pattern, the position like this, and the question was there, if 2 is opposite to 3, then what will be the opposite to 1? So we have already established that 4 is opposite to 6. If the question itself mentions that 2 is opposite to 3, so obviously one pair was 4 and 6. Question itself saying that 2 and 3 are pair, so the remaining pair will be 1 and 5. Okay, so that will be language based problem. Clear है इतनी बात? ठीक है. Now the third segment, obviously let us suppose this question, then we will talk about the type third, that is not asked in examination but for our knowledge we will discuss that. Okay. In this question, find opposite to 2, 3 and 6. Opposite to 2, 3 and 6. 3 positions of dice are given. First, second and third. We have already discussed, we need only 2 positions. Okay, we need only 2 positions. Now if someone is starting from first and second, so we have already discussed 2 types. The first type was if one surface is common and remaining 2 are different, then we go through clockwise or counterclockwise, and all the pairs, we find all the pairs. Type 2 was if 2 surfaces are common and the third is different, then third is opposite to each other. From the first and second, if we just analyze first and second, we will see that 3 and 6. So basically first and second, our type 2 applies. Or type 2 applies, so the definite thing that we can say is 2 is opposite to 5. If this question is asking that what is opposite to 3 or what is opposite to 6, then we cannot find the answer from first and second. Clear? Now we talk about first and third. Acha, first and third. If we see first and third, 3 is here and 3 is here. 2, 6, 4, 5. Now one surface is common and remaining 2 are different. बात क्लियर हो रही है? One surface is common and remaining 2 are different. So if we do our question from first and third, then type 1 applies. And in type 1, we discussed that start from the common value. So in first and third, the common value is 3. common value is 3. From 3 clockwise direction, we will get 2 and then 6. So 3, 2 and 6. In third clockwise direction, 5, 4. So 5, 4. So we found that 2 is opposite to 5. From first and second, the same answer. 4 is opposite to 6. And now 3 will be opposite to 1, the hidden value. So 2 is opposite to 5, 3 is opposite to 1 and 6 is opposite to 4. ठीक है. अब किसी ने सेकंड और थर्ड से दिया किया होता अगर, तो सेकंड एंड थर्ड में भी आप देखो 5 and 3, 5 and 3, 5 and 3, 2 surfaces are common, so the third will be opposite to each other. The third value is here 6 and here 4. 6 and 4 is opposite to each other. ठीक है. So यूज 2 को ही करना है. कई बार होता नहीं कि अगर हम लो कॉन्फिडेंट हैं, कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं एग्जाम में, कई बार होता है. सो पड़ोसी का देख रहे हैं वो फर्स्ट और थर्ड से कर रहा है, या उसने फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड से स्टार्ट किया. हमने स्टार्ट सही किया था फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड से. तो फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड से वी गॉट ऑल द 3 पेयर्स. उसने फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड से स्टार्ट किया और हमने फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड के बजाय वी वेंट टू हिज मेथड फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड. If the question is asking opposite to 3, so we cannot find the definite answer from here. कई बार ये होता है कि जब आप कॉपी करते हैं किसी की तो कॉन्फिडेंस अगर लूज होता है. अब इस क्वेश्चन में किसी ने फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड यूज किया है, फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड यूज किया है, सेकंड एंड थर्ड यूज किया है, द वैल्यू विल बी सेम, जो जहां से मिल सकता है. फ्रॉम लाइक फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड वी गॉट अपोजिट 2 and 5. From first and third we got all the 3 pairs. From second and third we got 6 opposite to 4. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि हाँ ठीक है वैल्यू कहीं डिफरेंट हो रही है, सेम वैल्यू मिल रही है, ऑब्वियसली सबकी एक लिमिटेशंस थी. क्लियर है बात. सो दैट्स व्हाई व्हेन देयर आर मोर देन 2 पोजीशंस आर गिवन, इट इज जस्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन दैट फाइंड वेयर 1 is common and remaining 2 are different, because in that case we can find all the 3 pairs. ठीक है. We have already discussed, we don't have time issue, because from the dice any kind of question can be solved within 1 minute. In any case you will not take more than 1 minute. So why not go through where we will find all the 3 pairs. Any issue with that? Move करें. ठीक है. जस्ट 1 के अपोजिट एक 4 वाला ले लेते हैं. ठीक है. फाइंड अपोजिट टू 1, 2 and 5. ठीक है. 4 positions of a dice are given. First one, second, third and fourth. You have to find all the opposite pairs. हो गया. After this sheet you will not need any paper or pen on these kind of questions. From first and second we can already observe 1 and 5 is here, 1 and 5 is here. So type 2 is applicable. We can directly write, okay, 2 is opposite to 6. Now if we come to second and third, already visible, 5 and 6, 5 and 6 from second and third. So I can say that 1 is opposite to 4. One value is remaining, so 5 will be opposite to what? 3. So 5 will be opposite to 3. Clear? Any issue with that? Okay. Now, just if all the three surfaces are different, there are two positions is given, all the three surfaces are different, then what will happen? This question asked in previous year. We will discuss that. If type third, if all the three surfaces are different, ठीक है? Okay, so there are two conditions in this case. If the question is said that a dice, simply dice, then 4 to 5, 2 will be opposite to, it can be opposite to 1, 3, any of this, 1 or 3 or 6. Okay. Similar thing for all those values. If we are saying 5, so obviously 2, 4 and 5 will not be opposite to each other because they are adjacent surfaces. So 2 can be opposite from here any value. Similarly 5 can be opposite from here any value. Okay. There are certain books where it is written that the front surface will be opposite to the front, the top will be opposite to the top, the right hand side will be opposite to the right hand side. So there is a ongoing debate or discussion is going through. So that's why this kind of question is not asked. If the question will be asked, then the structure will be given, because if the shape is cube and if the shape is cuboid, normally we are talking about dice, then by default the shape is cube. If the question is mentioning that a dice, a cubical dice, or dice in the form of cuboid, so if it's saying that cube, then obviously this will be applicable. If the shape is cuboid, वो पहले आपने देखा चौपड़ लोग खेलते थे, वो हाथ से ऐसे करके फेंकते थे, ठीक है, पासा ही कहते थे उसको भी, बट वो क्यूब नहीं होता था, उसका जो शेप होता था दैट इज क्यूबॉइड. ठीक है. सो यहां पर एक जस्ट लैंग्वेज वाला इशू है कि अगर इफ द शेप इज क्यूब, so we cannot define or we cannot say that which surface will be opposite to each other. We cannot give the definite answer. 2 can be opposite any of these 3. But if the shape is cuboid, then the answer will be definite one. The front will be opposite to front. Front will be opposite to front. back will opposite, top will be opposite to top, and the right hand side will be opposite to right hand side. So cuboid 4 is opposite to 3, 2 is opposite to 1, 5 is opposite to 6. ठीक है, नोट बना के, ठीक है, जस्ट 2 पॉइंट्स लिख लो. टेक डाउन 2 पॉइंट्स. नोट 1, if 2 positions of a dice, if 2 positions of a dice are given having different values, then first point, if shape is cubic or cube, shape of dices or cube, ठीक है, ब्रैकेट में लिख देना, इन ब्रैकेट just write down by default the shape is cube. So if it is not mentioned, it is saying, the question is saying simple dice, it means that it is a shape of cube. If shape of the dice is cube, then we cannot give the definite answer that is value of opposite pairs. Value of opposite pairs. ठीक है. अगेन द फर्स्ट थिंग विल डिस्कस स्टैंडर्ड डाइस. अगर दोनों डिफरेंट हैं और क्वेश्चन में इट इज मेंशन दैट दिस पर्टिकुलर डाइस इज ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड डाइस, देन यू डोंट हैव टू थिंक एनीथिंग एल्स. 1 is opposite to 6, 2 is opposite to 5, 3 is opposite to 4. So that thing we already discussed, that if anywhere in your question the word standard dice is mentioned, it means that at that particular moment itself is opposite pairs are decided. You don't have to calculate or you don't have to decide. Okay. Second point, if the shape is cuboid, then the value on similar surfaces will be opposite to each other. Value on similar surfaces will be opposite to each other. Means front will be opposite to front, top will be opposite to top, right is opposite to right, or left is opposite to left. Here 99% chances that our question will obviously are from type 1 or type 2, but it is UPSC, we cannot say that this particular question cannot be asked or will not be asked. Anything can be asked in any form, so we will prepare for that. Now this question was asked in your previous year. Okay. This was the 4 positions of a dice is given It is the question of, I think, 2018. 3 questions were from particular this figure only. So the question is, what is the symbol of the face opposite containing a single dot? Find the answer. 3 डॉट. ठीक है भाई, किसी को जस्ट आप ये देखो, ये चीज और ये दो सरफेस सिमिलर है, सो थर्ड अपोजिट हो गया. तो सिंगल डॉट इज अपोजिट टू 3 डॉट. किसी को कोई इशू? मैंने कहा 3 क्वेश्चन है, देयर आर 3 क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द सेम. अपोजिट टू सिंगल डॉट, अपोजिट टू 2 डॉट्स. sorry. ठीक है. सो 2 इज अपोजिट टू 4 डॉट्स. अब नाउ 1 डॉट इज अपोजिट टू 3, 2 is opposite to 4. So the next question is, obviously the pair remaining is cross and this line. ठीक है. So the next question was this itself, that what is the symbol opposite to cross? So the cross opposite to line. Now if somebody is aware, so there were 3 questions. It was shocking for us also that from EG topic, EG questions, 1 question is fine, but 3 questions from the same information, at least change the figures, at least change the information. So there were 3 questions. Any issue with that? Okay. This was a good question. Anyone having any issue understanding the question? Just do one thing, find the opposite pairs. Forget about what is asked. There are 3 positions given, find the opposite pairs. 1, 4 and 6. From first and second, to find the opposite pair, I don't need third one. From first and second, I can see that, okay, this is type 1, means one surface is common and the remaining 2 are different. Here 1 is common. 4 and 6, 3 and 2. So I am starting from 1 in the first position. Sorry. Okay. Positions first and second. The common value is 1 in both the positions. Clockwise direction, in the first position, I will get 4 and then 6. In the second position, clockwise, I have 3 and 2. So here I found 1 is opposite to the hidden value or the remaining value, the value that is not seen either in first or second. So that is 5. So 1 is opposite to 5, 4 is opposite to 3 and 6 is opposite to 2. Clear? Now just forget about the question. If you see this dice, what value is there? 5. There is 1 known value and 2 unknown value. I am not asking the find value of A and B. I am asking which value cannot be at the place of A and B. 1. Go through the options. This was the question. Clear? ठीक है. Most of the people they first eliminated 2 and 3. Why? Because they found, okay, one is in B also, one is in C also, one is in D also. So one must be one value of from A, either of A or B. So eliminate A option or eliminate 2 and 3. But answer was that just find opposite to 5, because opposite to 5, if 5 we can see 5, we cannot see opposite to 5. So the value of B cannot be 1, neither value of A be 1. So from here option B is eliminated, C is eliminated, D is eliminated, 2 and 3. Clear? ठीक है. So only thing you have to do, just find the opposite pairs. कुछ ना कुछ अपने आप रास्ता जो है वो निकल जाएगा. You will find the way to fetch the right answer, to find the correct answer. Clear? ठीक. अब इसीलिए एक अच्छा क्वेश्चन ये था, क्योंकि जनरली we don't see this kind of questions, or you can say this is innovative questions. Concept is same, there is no change in concept. Okay, so we have not discussed the opened eyes segment. Okay, but just use the common sense. Okay, just use the common sense. The common sense about the neighboring surfaces. Neighboring surfaces, that which one will be neighbor to each other. The question is 6 squares are colored front and back. So red and blue, yellow, green, white and orange, and are bunched together as shown in the figure below. If they are folded to form a cube, firstly, if they are folded to form a cube, what would be the face opposite to white face? So basically this question is asking opposite to white. Okay, just we will discuss this particular type of question. We have not discussed this, but I can say that, okay, W is adjacent to Y, W is also adjacent to G. From this figure itself, W is adjacent to O, so G cannot be opposite to W, O cannot be opposite to W. Now the question remains R and B. So at least we are able to eliminate 2 options. So earlier the probability was 25%. Now after eliminating these 2, the probability went 50%. So अगर अब तुक्का भी लगाना है, so at least we can risk that. ठीक है? So for right now the answer is B. ठीक है? How, why, we will discuss. Okay. What is the opposite to A? H. Just first and second. ठीक है? फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड से भी आंसर सेम आएगा अगर कोई निकाल रहा है तो. फ्रॉम फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड, इफ वी विल सी एंड स्टडी, वी विल फाइंड दैट K is common. So in the first position, if we will start from K, go clockwise, B and A. In the second, again start from the common value. So start from K, clockwise, M and H. So B is opposite to M, A is opposite to H, and this is just opposite to A. So the answer is H. If somebody is doing from first and third, answer will be same. If somebody is doing from second and third, okay, answer will be same. Clear? This was the question I was discussing. Okay. So each of the 6 different faces of a cube has been coated with different colors, that is V, I, B, G, Y, O. Following information is given. The question is asked that which is the color face opposite to the face color O. Okay. So if the information or the format is in the figure, we can go through clockwise, anti-clockwise, common surfaces, something like that. But here is the language is used. So now the one thing that if 2 surfaces are opposite to each other, so there are 4 adjacent surfaces to them. Now the question is that colors Y, O and B are on adjacent faces. So O, Y and B are on adjacent faces. So Y and B cannot be opposite to O. We are finding opposite to. So Y and B cannot be opposite to O. B is eliminated. Okay. I am just writing opposite. Then I, G and Y are on adjacent faces. Achha, I, G and Y. So I am just writing with respect to, because Y is here also, Y is here also. So O and B is adjacent to Y as well as I and G. So 4 surfaces are adjacent to Y. Which one is remaining? From the first information, I am getting that O and B is adjacent to Y. From the second, I am getting that I and G is adjacent to Y. So the remaining value, remaining is B. So Y and B, okay, are opposite to, sorry, Y and V. Y and V are opposite to each other. Now B was eliminated, V is also eliminated. Okay, because Y and V are opposite to each other. Third, B, G and Y are on adjacent side. Achha, B, G is here, G is also here. Okay, we can say that G will not opposite to I, neither B nor Y or nor V. G will be not opposite to I, Y from second statement. Any issue with that? G will not opposite to B and Y from the third statement, because I am not repeating Y twice. So these 3 surfaces will not be opposite to G. Y and V are opposite to each other. So V will also not be opposite to G. These 4 surfaces will not be opposite to G. So apart from these 4 surfaces, which one is left? O. So O is opposite to G or G is opposite to O. Okay. So language based questions mein we don't go through, okay, we are finding O, so directly find O. Maybe it is not feasible to directly find opposite to O. So we will go through, okay, what we can find. So first off, from these 2 we can find, okay, Y and V will be opposite to each other. From second and third, we find that, okay, G will not be opposite to I, Y or B, because Y and V are opposite. So V will also be not opposite to G. So these 4 surfaces will not opposite to G. So the remaining surface or the only one left is O. Clear? This particular question is asked in MPPSC, UPSC, UP-PCS, ठीक है, राजस्थान, बिहार, ठीक है, एनी एग्जाम यू टॉक अबाउट मीन्स सिविल सर्विसेज, इन ऑल द एग्जामिनेशन दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चंस इज आस्क्ड. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द फॉर्मेट, नॉट द वर्ड टू वर्ड कॉपी एंड पेस्ट. क्लियर? ठीक है. Now the second part. In the first part, the questions that first to 50 are there. In the second part, if you see, there are 25 questions from page number 7 onwards. There are 25 questions of open dice. The recent trend that the question are asked from open dice. So now the question is, what is open dice? Have you opened any box, टू बॉक्स और कार्टन? ठीक है भाई, डब्बा जो है वो होता है तो कई बार हम स्पेस बनाने के लिए, ठीक है, हम उसको ओपन करते हैं. सो जब आप ओपन करते हो तो बेसिकली अर्लियर इट वाज अ 3D स्ट्रक्चर. एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे जस्ट ये है, ठीक है, दिस इज 3D स्ट्रक्चर. अब इस तरीके से अगर मैं इसको ओपन कर दूं, अगर इसको और भी यहां से भी, ये सारी चीजें. सो अर्लियर व्हेन इट वाज इन 3D स्ट्रक्चर वी वर एबल टू सी ओनली 3 surfaces. If we will open it on a 2D surface, then we will able to see all the 6 surfaces. So that is the basic difference between open dice or closed dice. If the dice is closed, मैं open नहीं कर रहा हूं, पता नहीं कैसा डब्बा है, क्या है, ठीक है. So now there is different method. For example, this room is a form of a box. हमें इसे ओपन करना है, we have to open this. So हमने किया क्या, माना कि this particular floor is our base. This is base. This particular wall, this particular wall, दोनों sides. They will go, they will open this both sides. Now this particular wall will open this side. ठीक है. For example, this is my base. Base is our floor. There are 2 walls. One is left side and one is right side. I open this wall from the left side and the right side. Now one is top and one is front and one is back. So one is front and one is back. Now there is a top surface. So this top surface can go with either this surface or this surface or this surface or this surface. If this top is going with this surface, then the structure will like this. If it is going with this surface, then the structure will like this. If it is going with the back, then the structure will like this. And if it is going with the right side, then the structure will like this. Clear हो रही बात? ठीक है. In this format also, we have to find only one thing, and that is value of opposite pairs. ठीक है. There is a simple method, simple funda in this particular segment, because we are able to see all the 6 surfaces. Earlier we were not able to, or we don't have the liberty to see all the 6 surfaces. If I am asking, just assume any surface. Okay. If you are on any surface, let us take this one. If you are on this front surface, you have to go to the opposite of this surface. Now the opposite of this surface is back. How many surfaces you will cross? If you are on any surface, you have to go opposite to that surface. How many surfaces you have to cross? Only one surface. ये कॉमन सेंस है. दिस इज सिंपल कॉमन सेंस. मैंने कहा डेली लाइफ को आप, कमरे को आप रूटीन कर पा रहे हो या नहीं कर पा रहे हो? मैथ्स में क्वेश्चन था इन 2020 आई थिंक, देयर इज अ फ्लाई इन द रूम। तो अगर आपने प्रीवियस ईयर देखा हो, एक मक्खी है, एक पंखा है, इस दीवार से इतना दूरी पर है। अब वो बड़ा अच्छा क्वेश्चन था, वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन। अगर उसको मैथमेटिकली देखा जाए, सो हाउ मेनी हैव साइन साइड फ्रॉम टिल 12th? आप केमिस्ट्री में पढ़ते हो ना, बॉडी डायगोनल, एक तो डायगोनल की बात हम करते हैं, पर जब आप फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री पढ़ते हो, वी टॉक अबाउट द बॉडी डायगोनल एंड सरफेस डायगोनल। So sometimes there is a question asked, UPSC will also ask that a room will length is this and breadth is this. What is the lengthiest rod can be fit in this room? So surface diagonal और body diagonal. अब कॉन्सेप्ट अगर देखा जाए तो पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन करने के लिए कॉन्सेप्ट ये कहता है कि यू हैव द आइडिया ऑफ सरफेस डायगोनल और बॉडी डायगोनल, देन यू आर एबल टू अप्रोच दैट क्वेश्चन. If you read that particular question and just imagine that you are sitting on your bed, there is a fan, this is a particular a fly, ठीक है, एक मक्खी है जो कि बैठी है या फिर कहीं पर, और the distance from here is this much and this much this, और just आप imagine करो, you will able to find the correct answer through the options. अब somebody have issue that 3 meter is large or 4 meter is large, तो फिर तो प्रॉब्लम है. अगर किसी के साथ में ये प्रॉब्लम है कि 3 मीटर बड़ा है, 3 इज लार्ज और 4 इज लार्ज, तो इश्यू क्रिएट होगा. फिर अगर आपको ये क्लियर है कि भाई 3 छोटा है, 4 बड़ा है, 3 इज द स्मॉलर वैल्यू देन 4, तो जस्ट वो इमेजिनेशन वाला क्वेश्चन था कि यूपीएससी भी नहीं जानती कि हाँ ठीक है आपको सरफेस डायगोनल एंड बॉडी डायगोनल का आइडिया है. यूपीएससी को भी नहीं पता है कि हाँ ठीक है यू हैव आइडिया, और उसको चाहिए भी नहीं. उसको जस्ट चाहिए कि आप इमेजिनेशन, यू कैन यूज द कॉमन सेंस और नॉट. सिंपल सी बात यह है. और ऐसे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए हैं, रीजनिंग के क्वेश्चंस हम डेली वो चीजें हम डिस्कस करेंगे. तो सिंपल सी चीज आपको ध्यान ये रखनी है कि देयर विल बी अ गैप ऑफ 1 सरफेस बिटवीन अ पेयर ऑफ अपोजिट सरफेसेस. ठीक है. सो ओपन आइज जस्ट डाल के एक लाइन लिख लो, opened eyes, opened eyes, एक लाइन लिखे ना, we can see all the 6 surfaces, we can see all the 6 surfaces. In case of opened eyes, in case of opened eyes, there will be gap of 1 surface between pair of opposite surfaces. Between pair of opposite surfaces. ठीक है. Now we talk about that. Okay, we are opening a box and we can open this in this fashion. Let us suppose I am writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I am saying that 1 is opposite to which value? 3. ठीक है. जस्ट सिंपल गो थ्रू द सिंपलेस्ट गैप. आपको कॉम्प्लेक्स नहीं करना. यू डोंट हैव टू मेक योर क्वेश्चन कॉम्प्लेक्स. इफ द फिगर इज ऑब्वियसली दिस इज द सिंपलेस्ट फिगर, द फिगर इज कॉम्प्लेक्स, देन गो थ्रू द सिंपलेस्ट अपोजिट पेयर वेयर यू कैन सी ओके दिस इज 1 सरफेस गैप. सो 1 and 3, there is a gap of 1 surface and that value is 2. Now if I see 2, you can say 4 and 5, 6. Any issue with that? Okay. So basically there are 5, 6 certain types when by those we can open. This is 1. Okay. Just make the figure. 1 is opposite to 3, 5 is 6, 2 is 4. ठीक है. Second figure, if the opening is like this, then you can say that 1 is opposite to 3. Obviously, we cannot say 2 is 4. So, 1 is 3, 4 and 6. So, 4 is opposite to 6. What I am going through, okay, 1, there is a gap of 2 or one surface gap between 1 and 3. I am feeling some kind of issue or some kind of problem with 2. So, just leave 2, move to 4. If I am going to 4, I can see that, okay, between 4 and 6, there is a clear gap of one surface. So, I can say that 4 is opposite to 6. Now, the remaining 2 value will be automatically opposite to each other. So, 2 will be opposite to 5. Now, the third figure that was asked in UPSC, we were discussing earlier. Okay, so the first pair, then you can say definitely this is opposite or there is a one surface gap between these two surfaces. 3, 5. Any issue? Okay. Now, just move to either 1, 2, 4 and 6 are left. Okay. Just let us suppose move to 4. So, will 6 be opposite to 4? Will 4 be opposite to 2? No. This is a kind of corner. If you see any corner of your room, just make the example, take the example of this room only. If you see this corner, how many surfaces are joined here? 3. Are they opposite to each other or adjacent to each other? Adjacent. So at any corner, maximum 3 surfaces can be together and those surfaces will always be adjacent. जब हम क्यूब की बात कर रहे होंगे तो इसी की बात चर्चा होगी, कॉर्नर साइड्स. ठीक है, तो अगर कॉर्नर पे अगर पता है तो वहां पर इश्यू हमारे लिए कम रहेगा. So 4 will not be opposite to 6 nor will opposite to 2. The only value is left 1. So 4 will opposite to 1. Now if we find the 2 pairs, then the remaining value will form your third pair or remaining pair. So 2 and 6. ठीक है. leave some space and then or do questions from the sheet. ठीक है. The second part. The question. First question. A cube is made by folding the given sheet in the cube. So form, what would be the number on the opposite face showing the number 2. इसमें आप मेंशन कर लीजिए 2. ठीक है, showing the number 2. First question. So I can say that 9 and 1 will be opposite to each other. 7 and 3 will be opposite to each other. Now if we can find these two pairs, then the remaining value will form the third pair. So the 2 and 5. So opposite to 2 is 5. Okay. Now the most common question will be of kind second. Second question. The question is, select the cubes that can be formed by folding the given sheet along the lines. So basically the question is saying that a cube is open. You can see all the 6 surfaces. If it is folded back to its original form, then which cube can be formed from here? Just find one thing, the opposite pair. Find opposite pair. So the second question, the opposite pair, 2 is opposite to 9, 1 is opposite to 7, and remaining value 5 is opposite to 8. Any issue with that? We have already discussed, if you are forming a cube, then opposite pairs will not be visible together or adjacent to each other. So it means if we are forming a cube, so then 2 and 9 will not be visible or will not be adjacent to each other. 1 and 7 will not be adjacent to each other. 5 and 8 will not be adjacent to each other. Now go through the options. First option, 2, 7 and 8. 2, 7 and 8. So the first is what A option is the right answer. Okay. Second option. Why second is not the right answer? Because if you see, then you will find that 2 and 9 both are seen. Or both are seen means they are adjacent to each other. But actually, according to the figure, they are opposite. So that's why second is eliminated. C option, 1 and 7, they are opposite to each other. But from the C option, you can see that 1 and C are adjacent. We go through the D option. So D option again. 2 यहाँ, 2 from here, 7 from here, 5 here. So A is correct and D is correct. So A and D both are correct. So option B, only A and D. Any issue? Take it. Just write down a note just for the same thing. If two values are opposite to each other, two values are opposite to each other, then they will not be visible while forming the cube. They will not be visible. After visible in the bracket, you can also write adjacent. they will not be visible in the bracket adjacent while forming the cube. Now in this segment you have to, most of the question you have to do only this thing also. In the first we were finding the opposite pairs as per requirement. Here we are finding the opposite pairs, and we are saying that which opposite pairs are seen together or adjacent to each other. If they are adjacent or they are visible, it means that particular cube cannot be formed, because opposite pairs, opposite values cannot be seen together. Okay. Question number 3rd. I hope किसी को इश्यू नहीं होगा. Question number 5th. So from the 5th, A is opposite to C, T is opposite to J, and the remaining value, that is F and L, they are opposite to each other. Any issue? If we go through the first dice or first cube A, so A is from here, F is from here, and T is from here. So A can be formed. B, F, C, T. F from here, T from here, C from here. B can also be formed. C, A, C, J. So A and C, they are opposite. So basically from the C figure, they are adjacent, but originally they are opposite. So C cannot be formed. D, L, T, F. So L, T, F, L and F, they are opposite. So D cannot be formed. So A and B only. Question number 17th, 16th and 17th. Now, '16th, '17th, '18, the question is reverse. The positions of dice are given. You have to find if they are open, then the positions that will look like. '16th A, किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम? ठीक है, because you have to go through the options here. All the surfaces are different. ठीक है, अगर हम ऑप्शंस के थ्रू जा रहे हैं, we are going through the options. Let us suppose A options. From option A, we are writing the opposite pairs only. Option A, the opposite pair will be 3 is opposite to 4. Question number 16. 3 is opposite to 4. Then 6 is opposite to 8. And the remaining value 7 is opposite to 5. Achha, A option is saying this. Okay. Anywhere we can face any kind of problem, we can change our approach. From the original figure, we can go through the options. Now B option. B option is saying 5 is opposite to 8, 6 is opposite to 4 and 3 is opposite to 7. Option C, 3 is opposite to 5, 7 is opposite to 4 and 6 is opposite to 8. Option D, 3 is opposite to 4, 5 is opposite to 8, 6 is opposite to 7. Okay. So actually we cannot decide here ki which value is opposite to which one. But we can certainly say that 4 cannot be opposite to 6 or 7. 4, 6, 7 are adjacent from the first position. From the second, we can say that 5, 3 and 8 are adjacent. So 5, 3 and 8 cannot be opposite to each other. Similarly, 4, 6, 7 cannot be opposite to each other. Now, if see the options 5 and 8. B option is saying that 5 and 8 are opposite option. But the second, your original figure is saying that 5 and 8 are adjacent. So B cannot be formed. Clear? ठीक है, हम रिवर्स चल रहे हैं. ऑप्शन सी. ठीक है, 3 and 5 same thing. The second figure, 3 and 5 are adjacent. And here C option is saying that 3 and 5 are opposite. So this cannot be formed. In this, again 5 and 8. There may be other values also, but for elimination I need only one value. For example, somebody can eliminate from 6 and 4. Because from the first figure 6 and 4 are adjacent. So for elimination I need only one value. Okay. So for someone maybe the region will be 6 and 4. For me the region is 5 and 8 here, 5 and 8 here, 3 and 5 here. So the only option left is A. Clear? Any issue? ठीक है. 17th. C. Now in 17th you can find the opposite, but I think from the opposite you cannot get the answer. You have to go through the format of the options and with adjacent value, opposite as well as adjacent. 16th, that's why 16th and 17th question are important because they are little bit different. 17th, two orientations of a dice are shown. This dice can be obtained by folding which of the options figures along the lines. If we see, there are two positions, first and second. I can clearly see that one surface is common. 3 is common, so I am directly writing that 3 is common. And in the first, if we start from 3, we will get 5 and 1. In the second, 6 and 2. So 5 is opposite to 6, 1 is opposite to 2, and in the options, from the options we can directly say that 3 is opposite to 4. Option first, A option. Second is opposite to 4, just one value. Option 1, second is opposite to 4, but second is opposite to 1. So the option A is eliminated. Any issue? Option B, 1 is opposite to 5, but actually 1 is opposite to 2. So option B is also eliminated. Option C, 5 is opposite to 6. So I'm writing just value of option C. 5 is opposite to 6. 3 is opposite to 4. And obviously the remaining pair 1 is opposite to 2. So option C is exactly similar to the values given in our original figure. So from the given two positions of a dice, the third option can be formed. Clear? कोई इशू इसमें? क्वेश्चन नंबर 18th. ठीक है, रैंडमली आई एम जस्ट गिविंग नंबर्स, उन क्वेश्चंस को कर लो एंड अगर कोई इशू होता है देन डिस्कस करते हैं. तो थोड़ा सा कुछ और डिफरेंट क्वेश्चंस इसी में आते हैं. जो क्वेश्चन नंबर 9th फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट सीट, फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 9th, क्वेश्चन नंबर 12th, just take those 9th, 12th, 15th, 20th, 23, 26, 27, 41, 47, 50. From the second seat, 7th, 9th, 14th, 18th, already I think you have done 18th. ठीक है, 20th, 21st and 23rd. ठीक है, do these questions. You have 10 minutes. हाँ, ऑप्शन में इशू है, कोई नहीं, आगे मूव कर जाओ. If there is typing issue, any kind of, so And the 15th question, obviously the question is asked opposite to I or I itself in the option, so you can change that I with J. Okay. '23, the second section. select the boxes that are following given the sides. Okay, so 634, 634, first is right, 6, 4 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. ठीक तो है, क्या इशू आ रहा है? ठीक है, 9 सेकंड पार्ट, एक्स क्यू आर, ठीक है, दो सही हैं, ए एंड सी, और एट द रेट और हैज, ओके, हाँ, ए एंड सी बोथ, ठीक है. सो मे भी थोड़ा सा टाइपिंग मिस्टेक, तो दो में तो उसमें ऑप्शंस है ना, 23 में, 23 देखो ना, 23 में ऑप्शंस हैं, वो ए बी सी डी आर द फिगर नंबर्स, ऑप्शंस आर बिलो दैट. ठीक है. क्वेश्चन, द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन वाज नंबर 12th आंसर क्या? 9th, व्हाट इज द आंसर? अपोजिट टू एन, सो ए के एन, so K N U, answer C, 9th C, and 12th by 2 and just 1 and 2 from first and second. 3 is opposite to 5 from first and second. 3 is opposite to 5, so option B is eliminated because option B is saying 3 is opposite to 6. Option D is eliminated because 5 is opposite to 2. A and C are left, so 1 is opposite to 4 and 1 is opposite to 6. 2, 5, 2, 5, 1 is opposite to 6. Option C. Any issue with 12th? ठीक है. Then question number 15th J. Then 20th, ठीक है. So 20th, there is second method also. One is we are finding opposite, one is find the adjacent. The question is asking the letter opposite to D. Now from the first A, B, C, so we simply say that A and C will not be opposite to B. Now A and E from the second will not opposite to B, and E and F will not opposite to B, so the only thing left is D. ठीक है, D. I'm going reverse, ठीक है, because D is not mentioned in any figure, so B is, I am saying that B is in all the figure. Why I selected B? Because B is in all the positions. So we are just finding which value cannot be opposite to B. So there are 4 values, A and C from the first, A and E, so A is already counted, so E from the second, and F from the third. So A, C, E and F cannot be opposite to B. So the only value is left is D. And the question is asking, you say B is opposite to D or D is opposite to B, same thing. 20th, then 23rd at the rate, किसी को कोई इशू? Then question number 26 dollar. Okay, then question number 27, 3 opposite to 5, 1 4 होगा नहीं, 6 नहीं होगा, 2 नहीं होगा, 5 is left. Then question number 31. So 41 is 5, opposite to 3. Then 47. 47 has, and 50th 2. Anybody's answer mismatch. Okay, then coming to second part. 7th A. 9th A and C both. A and C both. Okay, 9th, then 14th. 14th, opposite to 1 is 2. C option. Then 16th, 17th, 18th we have already done. 19th was part of the 19th B. 1 4 नहीं B sorry option B. हाँ ठीक है 3 2 4. So 3 2 4 ठीक है. If you see the figure itself, so we don't have to go anti-clockwise, clockwise. 1 5 2. The 19th question. The first option says 1 5 2. If you see the 1 5 2, so you will directly say that 1 and 2 are opposite. So that's why A option is eliminated. If you B option, then 2 3 4. If you see 2 3 4, so 2 3 4 have one corner common. And if one corner is common, it means they are adjacent to each other. It means they can form a dice. So option B, 19th, 20th, C, then 21st, C. Any issue with any question? Okay. You have to practice. Okay. The practice sheet I am providing, that is sufficient. I am not saying that 100% question you will be able to solve in CSAT. But 50 to 60% question, even 40% question will directly from the sheets also. Okay. From the last year itself, there are about 12 questions from the reasoning. 3 question was dicto. 3 question means alphabet to alphabet there is a copy paste. Okay. And there are video lecture, people will not used to okay ऐसे ही बोल रहे होंगे, but because the classes were now are on online mode. Okay. Or it is not that okay I am teaching, that's why those questions are asked. Sometimes there are some questions that are part of the concept. So anybody will teach, they will teach that particular part. अब पॉलिटी पढ़नी है तो फंडामेंटल राइट एनीवन विल टीच, दे विल टीच फंडामेंटल राइट. विदाउट फंडामेंटल राइट देयर विल बी नो इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. तो फंडामेंटल राइट से क्वेश्चन आएगा तो हर कोई बोलेगा आया. अब यही है क्या, ठीक है, उसमें कुछ नुआंसेस हैं, कुछ चीजें हैं कि दैट विल बी डिस्कस्ड इन क्लास. ठीक है, वो डिस्कस हुई या नहीं हुई. सो सिंपली फॉर एग्जांपल के तौर पे तो आपसे कभी पूछता है कि विल डीपीएस पे, ठीक है, will supersede fundamental rights. What about Article 39B and 39C? 39B and 39C? Na? What is 39B and 39C? 39B and 39C. So when we will discuss the relation between fundamental rights and DPSP, and there is only thing that we discuss, that is Article 39 versus fundamental rights. In fundamental rights, basically Article 14 and 19. So Article 39B and C, in 39B is that 39B is use of property. State can use property for common purposes. Okay, so that and the 39C one is, okay, I think equal something. So 39B and 39C that supersedes Article 19 and 14. So in Kesavanand Bharti judgment and in Minerva Mills case, Supreme Court has decided, because from the first case onwards, ठीक है, your Shankar Prasad, then Dorarji 1953 case, there was a explicit decision from Supreme Court that fundamental right will always supersede TPSP. But later it was, ठीक है, that some DPSP 39B and 39C. That's why 39B and 39C are important. ठीक है, because they will supersede some fundamental rights, not all the fundamental rights. ठीक है, और obviously this particular question is not part of your prelims generally, but it can be asked, but surely it is part of your mains. ठीक है, so dice we have discussed. I hope you have any issue regarding dice. ठीक है, if you are going through any test series, anything, ठीक है, we will discuss those questions if you have any problem. So tomorrow we will discuss a new topic. Which one? ठीक है, cube is a small topic, so we will club those topics, cube and some other topics. We will discuss tomorrow Venn diagram and CSAT. ठीक है, Venn diagram and CSAT, because Venn diagram and CSAT both are, obviously CSAT are important topic, and Venn diagram we will use the Venn diagram as application to solve the questions of CSAT. ठीक है, so if you have any questions from anywhere from the chapter CSAT, come with that tomorrow. Okay, okay, thank you.